you ever like cry out for help?
Yep, when it first happened. And then I thought, well, first off I yelled my wife's name. I thought, that's really dumb, she can't hear me. Then I tried help, and I said, that's really dumb. Who's going to hear me? So then I didn't, after that I didn't.
Did you know that people would be looking?
I certainly hoped. And then after a while, I could hear sounds up above.
What was it like when they found you?
Well, it felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember the first thing I said is what happened. And then the second thing is, how about my wife? And they were still looking for Michael then. But Saturday, they put me in a wheelchair and took me under a room. Michael never regained consciousness.
Yeah.
And then they were going to operate on Sunday, and then the doctor came in and said they weren't going to operate, so that just she wouldn't survive the operation. And then a few hours later, they said that it was time to go see her, that she wasn't going to last much longer. And mainly, she loved working with fabric and colorful fabric. Joy of beauty. And Michael really loved that, and she did it just because it was beautiful. But Carol, I mean, she and Carol did a lot together.
By the time Michael arrived at the hospital, I arrived, and I did not leave until, she left after she died. And that was those were hard days to be there. But it was also, again, community coming together and being there to support. This one is still in progress. She hasn't quite completed it. And see all the intricate work that she does. She adds all these little threads are sewing on different pieces, and then she'll go through and clean it. But she adds little pieces of fabric, little buttons, little, like this is just a strip of decorative string that she'll add. And she just incorporates everything, and she does it all the way. I mean, it's just a exquisite creation of art that she does. Oh, and this one has a bird right here. Look at the bird that she put in there. So that's not finished yet, but she's almost. Something about Michael is that she'll do this and she'll get so far, and then she'll see something else and she'll start a new project, and she has to come back and forth to different projects, and she gets excited about making things. Totally excited. And
so 3 of my close friends were there right after the avalanche. It's hard for me to imagine what they must have felt, to be there, thinking that Michael and I were underneath all of that. Are we alive? Are we dead? Are they going to find us?
Yeah.
So to me, so I think everybody had their own form of trauma.
Right. Is there anything you do in particular to kind of get out of your head in a way?
Hike.
Yeah.
So I hike a lot. Whenever I go hiking in Rattlesnake, I always have this weird attraction to go look at the site, which doesn't make any sense. But it always feels good to see the prayer flag there.
Have you been to the site?
Oh yeah. Over and over.
To do what?
Just to be there. I don't know. So when I first went there, I just wanted to go back and look, but I'm still sort of drawn to it for no logical reason. And when I first started going back to the house, it was almost as if part of me felt that maybe it would still be there. But it never was. There really wasn't much that was found. But what was, and there's a number of my books that were snow damaged or were wet and frozen. So they actually put them out into H&H Meats into a freezer.
Oh, really?
And Ellie Steinberg, who was the woman who's really been helpful in organizing most of our stuff, and I went out there on Tuesday and got them out of storage after a year.
Yeah.
So there's about 5 of my professional books and about 90 of my journals that I've been keeping for a long time. See, I put them in my office. I think a lot of them are just going to be not usable or ruined. But yeah, it's been a slow process. So initially, it was much more difficult for me. But like I said, it took me a year to go out and look at my books. I just didn't want to face them before.
What's different about facing your books versus facing where your house used to be?
I guess I had to do something about my books. It's been hard. It's been hard for me to predict what is difficult and what is easy.
Right.
And so I'm just drawn to the house, what used to be the house. But the books were easy. I mean, they were just out there in a freezer somewhere, so that was easy to ignore. But I figured, you know, after a year, have to deal with some of these issues.
Yeah.
I've just been through so many emotions over the course of the year. And I mean, I'm doing much better now. So in the last month or so, I've really felt a lot better.